Hello everyone, welcome back. Here we are again, and I'll just dive right in and show you what we managed to do today. I'm going to try to keep the video a little bit short today, but as you can see we have some sort of a placeholder for where our crosshair will be. And when we go inside, I'll tell you before we go inside, there's two items, and we're going to pick up one of the items straight away, and I'll explain why. And so we picked up the first item, which is a potion. And as you can see, there was an equip button just there. So obviously I need to set it so that by default it's collapsed and invisible. I haven't set that yet. But when we click on an item that's not a weapon, right now that equip button gets disappeared. And in turn, we will actually display a button for using potions. But we haven't got there yet because we're just focusing on getting the weapons working at the moment. And over here we actually have two objects. One of them is invisible, and it's because I was following a tutorial, and because I'm not super amazing at code. You've got one tutorial which creates one system and another tutorial which creates another system, and trying to bring those two together is the exciting challenge that I'm facing. So it's not the ideal solution to have both of the pickups in the same spot, because for the sword we will save and load whether it's being picked up or not, but right now we're not saving and loading whether the other item is picked up or not. So I'll show you that little bug in a little bit, but let's go pick the weapon up. Haha! And right now we haven't implemented any kind of clicking for attacking. The weapon doesn't do anything, but when we run around we can move it. And what I was trying to get working, which I haven't yet, is I would like to press F to put the sword away, or press F to bring the sword out. And when we click on our sword, it's not in a nice place because it's interfering with that, but it's okay. We can equip the weapon, and when we equip the weapon it does that, which looks kind of weird because it's already equipped. So we're halfway there. We haven't really done the unequip, which is... So there's two things. There is the weapon sheathed or not, which is the F, which should play the animation for pulling it in and pulling it out. And we have, is it equipped? And if we equip a weapon and the weapon is currently unsheathed, we'll see that. And if we equip a weapon that is, like if I pressed F and I put the sword away and then I switched to my axe, then we wouldn't see anything until we pressed F, and then the axe would play the axe getting pulled out animation. And this weapon displaying on the screen does not save, because I haven't even thought about that stuff yet. I haven't touched that. However, it's very interesting. I saw a -1 there. That kind of upset me because that's telling me their positions in here. But it's not super important because those numbers were for when I was trying to drop items. And as I was saying, I don't think we will drop items. But we can save the inventory items, obviously. So we save and load, and we have all of our inventory items. That's what that -1 was bugging me about, because I did have it before where I clicked on that and it disappeared. But you know, it might be there. It might just be set to being invisible, because that's sort of how I'm collapsing things, if that makes sense. Like, and it doesn't really make sense, but anyway, another bug to fix. But what I was trying to show you, because yeah, that shouldn't be coming up as -1. That should be coming up as 0 and 1. So there's a bug. But anyway, we've saved and loaded, I do believe, and we can still equip the weapon. So it does work. However, let's load it again. Okay. Seems alright. Let's try and trace that bug. So if I select it, so it's the selected one now, and then we save, and then we load. There we go. So it's something to do with when we click this button, we set that item to be the selected item, and because it's still the selected item, but we've reloaded the game and it's not the selected item, for whatever reason it's collapsing that and hiding it. I do believe that's what's happening. But no, I do feel like the item is being removed, because when we load the game we don't see its number there. So very interesting. There's a little bit of old depreciated code which is related to dropping and removing items. So I think I just need to clear all that stuff up, tidy it up a little bit. But yeah, not a lot to show you, but we do have the beginnings of some kind of a working system. You know, we can we can pick out. So the other glitch I was going to show you is when we save and then we load, this item that's invisible, that is in the same place as the sword, is still there. So when we pick that up, it just triggers this to get equipped. Because I actually want to have it so that when you're running around, it doesn't matter if the weapon is sheathed or not sheathed, because the moment you find a new weapon, it's kind of a special moment when you find that new weapon. So when you pick that weapon up, you want to have this moment of, haha, look, I've picked it up, you know. And I might get rid of that, because it just depends, you know. If we have a weapon equipped, maybe we won't do it that way. But no, I'm thinking about Duke Nukem again. I'm thinking about whenever you pick up a new weapon that is higher up in the hierarchy, because like, you know, you've got the pistol, which is the first one, it's the most basic one. But then when you pick up the shotgun, it automatically switches to the shotgun, because it's implying that the shotgun is slightly better. And I do feel like the weapons that you find will sort of be improvements on the weapons that you already have. But in another way, I'm not so sure, because I feel like it's a situational thing, and that the weapons are sort of tools to help you deal with different opponents better. So for some opponents the sword will work, for other opponents the mace will be much better. Like with skeletons, you know, the mace is going to be a lot more effective than the sword. And any enemy that's ranged, you know, there's the advantage of using the bow. So is it orthogonal design? Yeah, they're not. It's not this one and then this one and then this one, like in a hierarchy. They're all sort of equal because they work with different areas, like they have different uses. If that makes any sense, I don't know. But as you can see, lots to be done still, and we're able to duplicate our potions now. Oh right, I know why. So that's another issue, I suppose. I haven't really thought about that. Is that we can run away from the town, and it gets unloaded, and then when we load the town, it's going to reset the items in here. So not ideal, because we should only ever have one of the weapon. But let's see. If we have that one equipped, and then we save and load, there it is. It's disappearing. So yeah, I said I'd keep this video short, so it's a little bit sad. Lots of broken bugs. But I'm not going to let it get me down. I will just patiently work my way through. And I will put a little link in the description to the tutorial that I followed, because it was lovely. I particularly like this. Just that bob of the weapon from side to side, which stops when we stop moving. I'm quite happy with that. It looks quite nice, I think. Obviously it'll look much better when the texture's much better, but I thought just make really ugly textures for everything really quickly. Like we can just use cubes for these buildings, because we're just experimenting, getting that underlying code to be stable. And as you can see, we're still quite far away. So what do we need to do? We need to make it so that items that we place on a tile don't get reloaded when the tile gets reloaded. And that's going to be a bit tricky, I think. I'm not sure how I could do that. Anyway, yeah, I'll have a little think about it. But lovely to see you all. Hope you have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.